What is up, everybody? It is your boy, Fact of Madness. My name is Craig, otherwise known as Fact of Madness. I am running a few tests just to see if my setup is the way that I want it to be. And I want it to have something else going on like that. Okay. Working with a few things. Did a number of things today. I think some of them I can share, so I probably will. Joined a panel with Finkel, Bricks, Generally Specific, which I hadn't seen or talked to for a long time. Good to hear your voice. And it was introduced kind of to a new topic, that being, I guess, well, not necessarily a new topic. It's probably been going on for a long time, but let me do something which I hadn't done. Hold on, gotta turn that on. It might be that may not be on. That's another thing that I'm kind of testing as well, because I actually have, and studio setup is kind of a weird thing. And apologies for those of you who are going through me figuring out these things live, but doesn't seem to tell me the things that I want to tell or want to know if I don't kind of figure it out on the fly. So let me put the comments on. For those of you who show up, I appreciate it. I'm not really expecting anybody to show up. You may, and I appreciate seeing you, but it's just kind of a test for me to see. But let me see. Check 1 2 2 2 3 4. So that's going, and I didn't do this. Hold on, stand by. All right. So I actually was on a panel today. Joko Copwith, and somebody just about hello. See, I can actually engage somebody who comes into the chat, because I'm just figuring out a couple of things. So good to see you. Um, I might actually have something that I might put on. It was something that went on earlier. Like I said, I was on Finkel's channel. They were talking about DAC, Donald Atwater Cameron Jr. Um, and it being one of the first few times that, well, I would say it's the first time of the year that Generally Specific and I had any interaction after having a show with him for a period of time and now not doing so. Um, I wouldn't say it was confrontation. I think we were amicable in many ways. Um, I think his assertion that he and Brick asking questions about the circumstances involving um, the demise of said individual and involvement of anybody. Warnings from Shiz happens, which is one of the few times that I've ever been introduced to that person. I think that I was aware that she was covering it, probably had gone to the town, done a number of things, did some research, but on the surface, which is a lot of times what we get. And by the way, my I don't want to backtrack too much, but the the overlay was mad my which is something that I do in my car typically when I travel. This week for whatever reason I didn't go to donate plasma either days that I normally do. um, but I would normally have excuse me, my anecdotal discussions in my car, and when I do so I try to make it clear that most of the information I'm putting out there may be just things that are on my mind, some things that I've researched, but maybe not well enough where I could be absolutely confident about the things I'm talking about that I may have to research. So, anecdotal, just meaning that some of it may not be true. In fact, today I spent some time going through a playlist of Shiz Happens. Shout out to her. She seems to be an individual who's quite aware of that case. And when she speaks, I think she speaks confidently. Anyway, all of that to just simply say that there was an interaction between myself, Bricks, uh, Finkel, Muckster, those people who were on the channel. Uh, I know he made it available for us to be able to utilize on some level. Took it down for a minute, but then he put it back up. I think the portion that had me on it at all on some level was insignificant, meaning it wasn't that much time. So I'm gonna see if I can pull it up because where did I have it? Mm, Let me go to my back area here. Oh, see, I didn't. This is one of those things that I'm learning to do, the production of it all. You know what? The funny thing is, all right, let me just preface some things. So I have been, my wife and I, doing uh running a reseller business for the last 4 years, 3.5 years, 4 years. I think it's been 4 years. Um, physically, when I say physically, we created our business where we started off with bins. We went and bought and sourced products. Then we would picture, wash according to eBay standards. Picture, a lot of it was clothes. Sometimes it'd be little trinkets, like vases, vase vases, just little trinkets, cups, mugs, those kind of things. But a lot of clothes, men's shirts, pants, women's jeans, because we got some very cheap. And in fact, we bought a lot of things, not necessarily knowing the value of them or the resale value of them, but we had to learn some things. Um, Quite a long learning process. But once we begin to learn the things, then we began doing things in a certain way, organizing things a certain way. One of those things organizing is the bin system that we came up with, or that we utilize. Now, when you had enough inventory, right now our store probably has about 3,000, 3,500 items. My wife is so ready for those items to be gone out of the house. She wants to reclaim the house. They are in the area adjacent to our kitchen. some in the living room, right where I say living room, but yeah, living room, where we have a treadmill, television, fireplace, and inventory. And then we have the area that my wife works in. She works from home, um, servicing the medical field. And then I was the person that was running the business because when we built it together, utilizing books and those kind of things, um, I got to the point where I didn't have a job. I was a director of a call center, but that was my job, so I ran it. Now, stacking all these things with inventory in them, getting to a certain point, physically, I'm capable of doing it, but I'm just not as motivated as I was previously. So that being said, we are winding down the business. I probably think a third, maybe even less. Some items, high ticket items. When I say high ticket, just that I know that we can get rid of in a very short period of time. Even the inventory that we've had for some time, discounting it, we just bought bad. So they're to be gone. Now, me thinking about the types of things that I wanted to do, as a call center person, director, I spoke with people every single day. But when you do the reselling business, which I did, which we have been doing, um, it's a very lonely type of work, in your head type thing. You might be listening to music, but you're accessing things that I'm not talking to anybody. I think that's probably, other than the fact that my mother um, has Alzheimer's and I needed to do business for her and I wanted to record that in public, which kind of got me in the First Amendment kind of auditing type thing. Um, I didn't really have any need to record or do YouTube, even though I had a podcast. The podcast being Freedom Seeks podcast, that being I covered the last lynchings which occurred in each state. The first one that was my goal. The first one that I did was in Indiana. No, I'm sorry. The first one I did was in Utah, where I lived previously. Fascinating case. There is a podcast. I think it's probably episode maybe 002 or something like that. In fact, I can probably pull it up. Let me see. The episodes that we did, and then I also did one in Indiana. Now, coming to North Carolina, which is where I live currently, I thought that it would be, rich with history of the slave trade, plantations, probably some lynchings, those kind of thing. And I endeavored to go to certain places, but it just seems that that topic wasn't as easily accessible to me any longer. And so I just haven't done an episode in that realm anymore. Um, but the interest to be able to speak, get my thoughts out, always has existed. And the mad episodes that I do in my car allow me to be able to talk about certain things. They may be relevant or they may not be, and I think that they are, so I speak on them. And then when it's something that I think goes well, then I put it on there. It's all a learning process. I mean, nobody, I don't think, unless you just happen to hit on something that's absolutely viral, starts off with their show being the absolute greatest. So I feel like I'm likewise doing the same thing, which is building a show. I have a new person that I do things with, his name being Walt Promethean Link. We seem to get along. He's an AI guy, and I have been using AI of late in very interesting ways. In fact, what I spent time doing today, which is kind of what I was alluding to, the business side of the things that I'm changing to, which doesn't require me to do too much physical stuff, moving bins and climbing through a garage that has old stuff in it. But I have a drone business now. It is Drone Hance Solutions. And there's a couple of different opportunities in my area which I'm going to be exploring. Um, I golf. I'm an avid golfer. I nearly golf every day, but of late, we have had no ability to golf for the last 2 weeks until, I mean, maybe 2 days ago when the weather was beautiful outside. So I'm happy to have golf back into my routine. But obviously there's marketing opportunities, flying a drone over for a unique perspective with regards to the golf course. Um, you always see houses, excuse me, houses or listings that have drone footage. And I wonder if I could go to, I don't know if I've ever, let me put it over here. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. We're going to take this off. We could put that there. This is the part that I'm not quite removed from Studio. Okay, I can remove that from Studio. And then I would like to present. Okay, let me first get this up. Bear with me. Where I go to my Instagram. Okay. Mm. Multitask, Craig. Get your multitask on. All right. Let's see. Show. All right. All right. Well, maybe not going to get Instagram. I haven't logged into Instagram for anyway. But on Instagram, Graham, do I have some footage of my drone footage? Let me see. Bear with me. Let's see. It's funny. Instagram has been weird for me for the last few days. Like normally I'd be able to go and search for Instagram as an app, whatever. Um, and I haven't been able to do that. So I'm probably just gonna get in it and show you to the camera. Show it to the camera. Let's see. Can I find it? Can I even find it? Are you there, Instagram? Why not? It's crazy. I don't know if it's but I mean, all these apps that you can and cannot get to. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this. All right, so what I'm just wanting to show you is oh, I have go back to the beginning. Can you see that? That's me and my drone flying over a property. Shout out to Unshakable Builders. I saw I think it's called Sutherland Estates. Sutherland Estates going out to Greenville from where I live. Let me turn that off. Oh, get out of there. I saw a community. I happened to have my drone. I knew that this community was there, and I was like, I'm going to fly my drone over there, but I'm going to ask permission to do so. So I happened to see the person who owned the company that was building this community, Unshakable Builder. Shout out to him. DeWitt Newkirk, I believe, Mr. Newkirk. I approached him for some reason. He was a young, maybe my age, or a little bit less older than me, strapping young brother. And I said, "Are you the owner?" He said, "Yes, I'm the owner." I said, because he looked like an important man, and I said, "Can I? I'm a drone. I just started a drone business, and I need to get some footage to practice getting some footage. I mean, do you have a person?" I think I should have led with I'm a drone person, not or do you have a person? Anyway, my approach was to just be able to fly over the property, get some footage with permission. He did so. And I have since sent what I did to him. I haven't had any response. But there was another individual, the person who sold our house, sold us our who was our realtor. uh I reached out to him and I said, I started a drone business. Do you have anything that I can practice on? He allowed me to do the drone footage. He even let me go inside. It turns out that I wasn't quite ready with my camera as far as the settings. and I took probably maybe 50 pictures, 50 images, and maybe only like 10 of them came out right. I since kind of practice in my house, and I think I'm getting that down. So I want to be a one stop person with regards to uh, real estate photography, including my drone. So I'm working that out, and it's less of an arduous task for me to get out and do things. Um, but one of the things that's AI related is that I did something very interesting. And I don't know why I'm starting to think this way, but I consider AI a tool, like Walter, who is my newest co-host on the show, Web of Facts. Obviously, he's a web designer. I'm Fact of Madness, so I thought of Web of Facts. We went with the web theme. Seems to be working right now, and hopefully that show will get to where it is. I think we do it on Mondays at 1300 hours Eastern Standard Time. So if you're available or you're around, give us a watch. And if you are new to this channel, or you drop by, replay, or now, please give us a like. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing, and certainly share it with somebody who you think will like the content. Um, you don't. This is not a thing. This YouTube thing, all of this stuff that we're doing and that I'm doing, is not out of the box. I'm learning a lot of things, including how to facilitate, build, continue, maintain relationships that are on YouTube, outside of YouTube, and those kind of things. And it's kind of the reason why I wanted to show a little piece of the interaction that happened with somebody that I had multiple interactions on air, on recorded thing on YouTube. And I would say probably now it's a little strained, but we can be in each other's presence, obviously, on another show and conduct ourselves accordingly. So shout out to Generally Specific for getting me to a point where I can do the things that I'm starting to learn how to do. So, well, I think I went into that whole entire rant because I was trying to figure out how I can get to the footage where I recorded because I didn't download it to any place. Stupid ass me, right? So let me see if I can do this. I don't even know because StreamYard sometimes um slows down when you have multiple tabs of theirs on. So I hope that it's going to allow me to do this. So let's see if I can do this. Because I just want to get to the point where. So which should I show? Should I show the part? The well, it's actually no that's the thing because I didn't edit anything. Maybe we should just go to yeah. We can just go to the state to the actual page. Let's see. Uh, huh, that is okay. That is Generally Specific. Yep, I was watching that just prior to getting on, and he's watching what it is that we did. So that's that's interesting. I mean, I knew that he was doing that, but I think he went away from it, and I had already scheduled the show. So I am going to. I'm gonna. I'm going to. Let's see. Now it's probably where you guys see the. Oh no, man, I forget because oh, I'm not sharing the screen because I'm trying to figure out if I can share something. All right, so all right, here we go. So let's pull this up. Put this on. Okay, yep, that's what I would like to do. Pause. Okay. All right. But before I do that, before I do this, I'm going to bring this up on stage. So let's present, share the screen. Yeah. And the audio. But I want to do the entire screen because I realized when I was doing something earlier. So I'm kind of, it's a test. I'm doing a couple of different things. First of all, um, so I went through the whole soliloquy of the business because what I did today with Drone Hand Solutions and reaching out to realtors, cold calling, is I was trying to figure out a way to be able to service my customers optimally. So what I did was I utilized, and maybe somebody might say, "Oh, that's a good idea. Or I can do that as well." I utilized Google Voice. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Google Voice on my computer, utilizing StreamYard to record the screen with Google Voice on one side. And then I took the file, the recording, and just simply uploaded it into Word. And it created a transcript. And surprisingly enough, the transcript uh was fairly accurate. I would say probably to about 90. Let's share this. Let's go ahead. Probably to about 94 or 5, somewhere around there, accuracy. But what I really need to do is I need to have it recognize, first of all, that there are two people um, speaking. And I know that there's software that might be able to do this for me. And that's not the issue. I'm not as concerned with the fact that there's uh, other stuff out there that can do that, because I'm really, at the end of the day, trying to save a buck. And I don't have a client yet. Although there is a person that says that they're going to get in contact with me and use me. So I have probably in the midst. I probably have two clients, low key, and the city where I live in. I want to do business with them as well. So we're working the process. But then I take, this is the AI piece that I've been working with Walt with, because he gives me way many ideas. My brother-in-law introduced the level of usage that I have with AI. I had never used it before. I heard about GPT, but it just wasn't working for me. But now I kind of throw an idea out to it and say, "What are your thoughts?" It tells you sometimes things that are errant, and you have to make sure that the question that you ask and the answer that it gives, you receive the right information, and then it will tell you. Sometimes I'm under development and my answers might be incorrect. So that's something that I'm using to be able to get my workflow process down, whereby I have a transcript of the conversation I have with the person I'm working with. Obviously, we're in North Carolina. We are a one party disclosure state, so only one person really needs to know. But I think that I will be disclosing that I'm recording. Um, anyway, the legalities of all that are, I'm going to make sure that I have that down. But then I will get the transcript. Then I will put it in some kind of spreadsheet or a CRM system whereby it can extract. That's the part that AI comes in and extract the dates, the time, the approximations of pricing, addresses, those kind of things. I wanted to be able to put them in spots for that call, and then when I go back, follow up or whatever, I have all that information from the entire call, and I didn't have to do anything, because on one side of things, I had the worst handwriting in the world. Half the time I write something down, I can't even read it. So, um, and typing is kind of distracting, even though I can type quite well. I mean, fairly well. It distracts me when I'm doing it. So I want to be able to have my hands free, talk to the person, pull up something, the listing or whatever, not be putting any notes, and just be confident that I can have that information in there. Okay. So we are halfway through a show. Normally I go about an hour, and I don't even know specifically if I was going to get anywhere. But let's see if we can get to about the spot where I get on the panel. Okay, so I'm there. Oh, I'm there. I'm there. I can't remember exactly where it was. All right, so it's around there. And before I do that, uh, I'm just going to tell you something. I'm kind of proud of this, actually. I created this overlay that I had previously. And I just did it because I was like, you know what? I was inspired by Wrestler. I'm not even gonna lie. So shout out to Wrestler because I saw his like what you see before his show. I feel like some of the elements that I saw were certain things that I was like, I think that I can do that because I use DaVinci Resolve in order to create things to edit my videos, and I was like, I think I could do it. So I took a shot at it. I had a couple of elements that I was like, I'll use that and I'll do that, blah blah blah. I think it turned out right. So if you want to put in the comments what your thoughts are with regards to what you think about the overlay, then please do so. I have one that counts down to a minute. There's obviously a stock one that StreamYard has, but I wanted something that was a little bit more brandish. I don't know if that's the right term or not. Just had me in it. And so I found that. But I also have one that's a little bit longer and goes um without the countdown. So let me add to the stage this. Yeah, that's it right there. And does it play? Uh, hmm, why is it not going? Oh, I don't know why. Because I need to go to the little boy's room. Oh, is it here? I don't hear anything. So why don't I hear anything? That's the one thing I got to figure out is why. Okay. It doesn't have to have music, but I think what I can do, let's try this. Oh, I think I picked the wrong one because I had one without music so that, for example, oh yeah, I think that's what it is. See, I'm doing this on the fly, so but I gotta work it out sometimes. So I might as well do it at I don't know, nearly 2 o'clock in the morning when I'm not doing anything. So my wife is getting on me about sleeping, my sleeping habits. I probably sleep about four, 4.5 hours every night. So I usually go to bed, we'll say around 9, maybe 10 o'clock. Then when I wake up around 12, I go downstairs, I might edit something, whatever I'm doing. I can't, it just depends. And then I will go spend about 3 hours, 4 hours, so about we get to about 4 o'clock, and then I'll lay in bed, and I might be, doing something, watching videos or whatever, and then I might sleep from, like, 6 to 10, 6:30, 7 o'clock to 10. So I might get, 6 hours in, but she always is counting, trying to say, "You need to sleep more, blah, blah, blah." So, all of that to say whatever the hell I said. Oh, alright, so what was I gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna go to oh, yeah, I'm gonna go to see if I can put music in the background, and then I'm going to go away. So right now you just see that, and I want music in the background, so I'm gonna see if it's gonna happen. I'm just gonna put something random on. See, a I need to have, like, a box. Audio library, there you go. Right now, I'm going through my audio library. I don't have anything, let's see. Oh, filter. Mood. We'll go to funky, and I think this is probably good. And this one is 5 minutes long. I'm not going to take 5 minutes, so add this to the stage. And I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I need the volume to go down a little bit, probably. Oh, that's too low. Put it right around here. And I know there's background music in. Let me pause it. So I know there's background music in StreamYard, and I'm not saying it's bad, but by design, I want it to be able to and see, I have to remember that you can't see me. So by design, like I said, I wanted to have something up there that has an image, maybe of me, brandish type of thing. You know, a look that's me versus just some random image that may not be as cool. Some people might not be they might be opposed to having my ass up on the screen. So anyway, but I wanted to have that. I made like 3 different versions. One had a 1-minute segment with the countdown. One had 5 minutes of music or whatever of music, and then the other had like just the image and no music so I can play in the background something that I wanted. It's kind of a hack. So, in order for me to get this hack accomplished, so when I edit this, these will have probably distinct segments because I've kind of been jumping around. I created a show on the fly, and I wanted to do it live. When I say I wanted to do it live, I wanted to see actually what was going on, the execution of it all, go back and refine my methods. Now, some of you guys might say, Craig, what you can do is you can go and test it, do it this way, so you don't have to look like a fool testing your stuff out. Well, it is what it is. You live and learn. So all I'm saying is that I have my image out there on the screen. I'm sharing a file from my computer that's music or the image, and StreamYard allows me to do it. You can't get a file that's longer than a minute into the computer. You can do it loop, which is fine. I can have it go over the same, but I was like, well, if I have 3 minutes that I need to do, then I can just have this music play in the background. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to put this back on the screen. I think you should be able to hear. I will know or not. And I will be right back. And I want to mute my mic. Okay, we are back, or I am back. All right, so where is it that we're going to go? Okay, we are going to go to the. Oh, I lost it. Hold on a second. We're going to go here. Turn this there. Now, I can't remember exactly if, and I probably should put me down here. Okay. I can't remember if Shiz was on here kind of explaining things first. Oh yeah, she was on there for a second. So I'm gonna go. Oh, maybe I started it right around that time. But okay. So I'm gonna let it play a little bit. Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Finkel. I mean, with some of the things that I see people do, I'm not quite there yet. I'm and I've said this before. No shade to Generally Specific when he and I were doing the show that we did. Um, it was obviously apparent that he was capable of producing the show in a way, different elements, because he has been doing it for quite a long time. At least that's what he says. He had a show previously on some platform. I can't remember what he called it. But he became quite familiar. And even when he and I decided that we were going to get on air together, um, I think he already knew that he was going to be doing it and he was gonna be doing a show. I think he described it as he was going to do a gaming show, which is he has a gaming channel now. Um, but he was like I feel like he immediately went and got Voice Stream or, Zoom, but he didn't really need it. And I think both of us, because I used to do OBS Studio, but after a while, OBS Studio just was getting too clunky for me, and I'm like, "I need something better." The wedding came, I bought Voice Stream, and now I still have it, so anyway, I'm the same way. Some of these things I'm kind of slow at getting on, so I'm just working on those things. So, just full disclosure, I don't know if we passed it already, but there was a instance where, Finkel talked about something. He said something about, his teeth. He is missing a teeth apparently, and apparently Todd might have, a tooth missing as well. But then somebody said something about saying the N word. This is when I remember the space and time that I was listening to when I heard this. And I was thinking in my mind that I was gonna go on a show and give them all a pass, but, um, in fact, when I did comedy and I was like, one of my bits was something around, uh, everybody, you take the opportunity to say the N word right now, and we'll say it all together. 1, 2, 3. I don't know, maybe half the audience took the opportunity, but so that's when I decided that I was gonna come on, um, but then I heard Shiz talk about the subject that she brings up, so I'm gonna get to that. Oh, see, what is an N-word pass? So I just randomly come across what I was looking for, which is when they talk about that. Let's see, can I get that part? Mm, I don't know if that's really what. Pretty sure that's when I decided that I was gonna maybe stop by. And then once Shiz started talking about her piece, uh, kinda confirmed. Sure. Alright, so we missed the part. 'Kay. So somewhere along the lines, I I I don't see his name now, but Brenz or Benz, I don't remember his name. I'm familiar with Vegas Vips. I'm familiar, obviously, with, Generally Specific. Bricks Jones, and this Walter guy, I'm not sure who it is, and these 2 basically in the middle, right here. I'm not too aware of these guys, but basically somebody intimated, and I think it came what he thought was that it was Generally Specific that said so, but apparently Bricks is taking credit for it. So that was the whole thing, and then when they said that DAC was is it possible? Ask the question. He says he posited a question whether or not, or he posited whether or not that was the case. And Shiz comes on and says, warns them that it's not something that they should be talking about. And then, of course, Todd goes into some soliloquy about some other stuff. But anyway, that's kind of like where the conversation went that, that brought Shiz up. As much as you like or dislike any of the people on the panel, more specifically, knowing, I believe, that, it's Finkel's show, and Muckster, they have some usually, typically, they have some type of agreement, but you'll see at the end that Muckster or that, Finkel brings Muckster on because, they've known each other for some time. Why would you talk over like that? I mean, I think it's a behavior that I see happen. Brick Jonesy, I mean, I feel like if he is against something that you are saying, directly opposed to something that you are saying, he will likely talk over an individual. I mean, free speech in a community or on a platform up until the point you're in somebody's house and they kick you out. But I mean, it's one of my pet peeves with regards to panels is the talking over syndrome or phenomenon, whatever you want to call it. So Brick takes credit for having said or intimated, whatever way it was. I think he says, I asked the question if it's possible that DAC uh, might have been an addict or whatever. Shiz obviously or apparently has some information that disputes that. And I think the reason why she comes up is because, well, first of all, Todd talks about. We're going to get to this. Todd talks about um, why are we trying this case, through YouTube. Now, I mean, I am all for people talking about stuff. I mean, if you're knowledgeable about it, then speak on it. If you're not knowledgeable on it, then gain the knowledge in order to be able to speak about it if you so choose. I happen to be a person, I feel, more often than not, I like to think that I try to research subjects in order to gain the knowledge I need to in order to speak on it. And if I don't have it, then I look for it and find it. He talks about the Socratic method, ask questions. I mean, it's in my name, FAQ. It and by design, I did want it to kind of be a double, whatever you call it, entendre. Um, you know, People say F the madness. I remember that statement, but I really truly wanted to be fact of madness. Frequently asked questions. Um, anyway, that was kind of like the whole thing about it. So ask questions, find the answer. It's taking credit for it for sure. I think by his statement, he's basically saying, I don't know, he's familiar with the real, recognize real. I mean, I've heard the statement before. I know what it means. I don't know if I know what he means with that statement. Maybe he is saying that he's recognizing that he's been in that situation and that's what he would do. I don't know. He is knowledgeable of that type of activity. I don't know. I don't know what the statement means really. Sure. Now, now I am curious. This is the kind of interesting thing about our legal system. As corrupt as it may be in whatever area, whatever issues that are there, I find it very interesting, and this is what Bricks just said, um, or maybe Bernsey asked that, "Have you read the reports?" He said, "Yes." Now, we can all gather from whatever reports we have different things. We may come to a different conclusion. And in fact, if we were jurors, um, we may take the information, the facts of a case, very differently, which is why everybody cautions against a juror, or, a jury trial. But it's likely to be a jury of your peers, or supposed by design, supposed to be a jury of your peers. I mean, is it always? Historically, maybe that isn't the case. But and Todd makes the point. Why are we trying this on YouTube or through YouTube? And Shiz basically says we aren't. So that's when she comes in. Lunch is typically 30 minutes to an hour, right? I mean, as far as I recall, having worked in the field doing something for a period of time, you have 30 minutes or an hour. So that would be plenty of time for her to come and speak her mind, which she does, just for the record. I mean, don't we all? We all get things wrong. Um, I'm wanting to for you guys to see the I'm wanting for you guys to see the comments. So maybe I should put me over there. I think that probably works better. But I don't know. All right. My nose is getting a little stuffy, which sucks. I hate that. Mm. Now Todd is about to say something. if I recall correctly, but I thought that's the same thing, or maybe this can't be. Maybe I rewound. Um, anyway, let's hear what he says. Oh, yeah, this is another interesting thing that he alleges in Minecraft, as he says. But look at this statement. Mr. Cameron had 0 drugs in his system at autopsy and was openly against narcotics. This is I saw this real time in my mind before I got on, I think. Um, but she exudes knowledge of this case. And she is able and does quite frequently, it seems. I just started going over her stuff. That is the things that she's put out on this. She has a playlist. I started with by Finkel's suggestion, Dark Side of YouTube. I think that's what I started with, but I went through a playlist of things. In fact, in one of her videos within that, she gets a call and she says, "Go to this video," and she plays it because she was like, "I need some time." I don't know, it was probably 10 minutes long. Anyway, she is able to specifically address different things that people have said because she's looked through the case. She's talked to the family members and she says this. I just, Todd will say otherwise, but I feel like she maybe have some things wrong. And all the information may not be out there. All the strategies involved in bringing justice to DAC may not be out there, which is a wise thing to do. I mean, all right. So I want to get to where she comes up. She decides she's going to come up. She's basically saying, you don't know what the hell you're talking about, and she comes in and she gives a warning to the panel, which is what I think caught my attention, what I heard at least. So let's hear it. Amen. 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 There's no need for that. See why? See why? Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree. All of these personalities. I mean, and I'm gonna get up too. I'm a personality on some level, but, I mean, have some respect when you get on a show, especially I mean, come on now. I just think it's hearing Muxter, freak out, like this, and I know why he's doing it. It happens invariably when there's multiple people and they do this. It's one of the obviously his pet peeves, but, I mean, come on now. Yes. Yes, he did. Now she's gonna say something. He takes them down. Takes down Vips, takes down Bricks, takes down GS. I bring this up later on, you will hear it, but, she is talking about holding them accountable civilly, and I think I specifically mentioned the same type of strategy that we saw with the OJ case. It's not unfathomable that that is the case, and she is warning these people who will speak on these things in a way, in a light that has a ring of untruthfulness. She's warning them. And for anybody in this case, a person who has clearly researched the case, I feel like, I mean, I'm not a scholar in this regard, but it sounds like she has thoroughly checked out the case. And if you think otherwise, do what she has done. And I don't think maybe Bricks he claims that he has. I don't know if Todd has. Um, doesn't sound like it to me, but you will see. Um, has done as much work as she has on the case. And yes, I would consider her a what do you say? Mm, an authority on the case, likely so. Doesn't stand up. S- eh, she just breaks. All right. So here we have now. Okay. So you're saying no audio. Let me hear. See, now I have to check things out. All right. Sorry. I'm going to mute my mic real quick. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to have to do, which is post production. I'm going to have to put this video up where I'm speaking. I think I can probably do that. But in the interim, I would like to put up why share a screen entire. I thought I did this already. So this should be sharing now. Hide that. Okay. So let's play.
Evidence far outweighs any of your nonsense. And again, you're opening yourself up to a lawsuit. That family has been talking to civil attorneys already. I think that's a really dumb move. But I'm going to get back to work. Thank you so much, Finks, for letting me use your soapbox for a little bit. Feel free to.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. Well, yeah, you live and learn. So obviously, I've been speaking to myself with no audio, and some of the things I was saying are relevant, but I was looking through the things. I'll make it so that the post production, I believe, will make it so that we can hear it, what I was referring to, which is kind of sad. My feelings are hurt for myself for having not realized that that was the case. I was trying to do a number of things. You came in when I didn't have sound. I really appreciate you putting it out there that I didn't have sound. So I will do better. As it stands right now, I'll just recap what she was talking about. She basically was warning the people who were talking, who are no longer on the panel currently, because, and this is not something that just happened for this show, it typically happens. They were speaking over the person, wasn't allowing them to speak, calling them untowards names, etc., etc. So Finkel took him down. She spoke her mind about having knowledge of the case, why it is that she speaks about the things that she does, and then she speaks her mind and warns them about saying things that aren't truths, and that the family has sought out civil relief, and that the burden of proof in those cases, as we have seen, for example, in the OJ case, may not rise to the level that where you have to have for a criminal case. So, and she also mentions that the criminal case, the charges originally sought after, are still open. It's an open case. Okay, now we will fast forward because I had so much that I didn't talk over, but I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. We're going to go to the point where basically I come up on the panel after they spoke, and then I'll let that interaction go through, and then I'll close because my feelings are hurt that I didn't have sound. All right.
Rejected because you have a bias.
Right.
Perhaps. I'm just saying. Perhaps. Allegedly in
have
Minecraft.
a bias, Todd. I've seen the documents.
Dude, what is on your face, dude? Why is your face so red? What happened? You have a boil, or is that a goiter?
Ooh, like goiter. Did you cut yourself shaving or something?
Yeah. Turn your head to your left, our right. Why is it so red? Like, seriously, man, do you need to see a doctor? No, the other one. Dude,
I hate shaving so much.
Your left, our right, and you fuck. My God,
like
dude.
You.
I could train a Labrador Retriever better than you can follow fucking directions. Holy
What's up,
shit,
How you doing?
Speaking of GS. Brick, you better take some. You'll need it.
I don't know if I heard Brick specifically say what's a fact. I mean, I've been on different panels with him. Mostly, I think Resla, maybe with Finkel's as well. I would have acknowledged that he said something. I don't know why I didn't hear him possibly.
What's
so,
up?
Yes, it's fact of madness. What are your thoughts?
What was that?
And then you have Vegas Vips. He's probably been wanting to be in the presence of an interaction between Todd and I for quite a long time.
Why? You said something?
I said, Breaker, take medication. You'll need it later.
For
and
what?
I'm being sarcastic. If you don't
oh,
know what the hell
so you're just making a joke. I got you.
Look up on the
You're just making a joke. I got you, Brody.
Oh, I love the Madness's studio setup.
Hey, let's let facts.
Thank you, Burns.
Speak.
Yeah, let's hear from the facts.
Yeah, I like the studio setup.
What are the facts of the matter?
Give him 30 seconds.
Yeah, give him 30 seconds.
Why do I need 30 seconds? You guys are all talking over each other.
All right, now you're at 25. Hurry up, brother. Come on, let's go.
Not all of us.
I take my time.
All right, 15 seconds left.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, Fac, how you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
We're inconsistent. Sometimes we're polite when someone new comes up and let them talk. and sometimes we're not. I don't know why it changes.
I was relishing the fact that all of you three, Vips, Bricks, and GS were all together being amicable with each other.
Yeah, until Wyatt showed up. And he hate you guys. He hate you guys this way all over everything.
Oh, you're full
God
of shit.
damn, am I part of that too?
Wand. If that
Roger
goes, take
that.
a mop and go fuck yourself with it.
You can't afford
Am I
me.
part of that?
I don't. I mean, I'm not going to say that I had too much more to say in this exact moment, but you'll hear Muckster scold everyone. I think scold might be the right word. But and this is a notable moment. I will relish the notion that it likely is the first time, if I can think of it, where GS and I have spoken to each other more than a couple of words since we had a show together. Now, occasionally, I will drop by. I mean, I haven't unsubscribed to his channel, for the record, so I am still subscribed to it. I don't have a membership, and I don't often listen to very many things that he has as far as his show goes any longer. I might check it out for literally a few minutes, and I don't think that I've left a comment for quite a long time. I wish him all of the best. Now, I'm not saying that he does the exact opposite, but I truly do wish that his channel succeeds in whatever endeavor that he has. I started off the show talking about my things and what I'm doing, and he asked the question. I'm going to preface it. He asked how my channel is doing. My channel is doing as fine as it needs to for the level of effort that I put into it, which is my all on different occasions. But I know the areas that I need to improve on, and I'm going to be doing those. And the results will be evident. So I'm happy with the way things are going. So it is what it is.
Too, damn it.
And I heard something earlier, and I was like, well, I can go down and,
That's pretty accurate.
and sound like
Yes, that's
sound like
pretty
a
accurate.
chainsaw. That's a joke that I've heard before. The chainsaw, because they were talking about the N-word previously.
What sounded like a chainsaw?
Hey, you guys, Wyatt.
Do I have to do it?
Shadow,
let
you can
Beck
come back
talk.
with
I'm out of
juvenile insults and childish behavior. Speaking of childish, Brick, we'll tell you when we'll tell you when you can talk.
Oh, I heard my name.
Really?
Was Wyatt like trying to address me?
Yes, I'm trying to,
Holy
Brick.
shit.
Since you blocked me, I'm not allowed to comment to you. Unblock me.
Now, this is a new thing I think that Finkel's been doing. At least I haven't seen it before, but I love that he uses this meme of himself to tell people to be quiet. I just love it.
Fact is trying to talk. Let him talk.
Let him talk.
I love it.
Let him cook. I mean,
Yeah, no, that is true, Michael. I can't have the TOS stuff in my channel.
Rick, shut the fuck up. He just asked you to let Fack have a chance.
Put the fork down, Muckster. Put the fork.
So
Brick, go put the spoon down. You
I'm
won't
a little
have
late.
much to sniff later.
I'm a little late to the party. So, like, where are we at right now on DAC? That's the last thing.
No, we're talking about Muckster, period.
Now that you bring that up, Finkel, I got 2 minutes.
Now, this is. I think this is a good thing that Muckster does. Beyond the audio on this particular live that Shiz went through. I guess there was another show that they talk about this very thing. So he's going to
From Shiz's show last night where they were showing GS. And I will just say this. I wish that idiot Jeff would have kept his mouth shut and just let Shiz present, because Jeff talks over some of the important stuff. But anyway, that's what's down below there is 2 minutes from Shiz last night where
my head.
Oh,
my head was itching underneath my hat.
Shiz was talking. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Well, you have control. Push play or pause as you will.
Well, you should be able to also, whatever it is.
We should
Well,
all
the
we should
interesting
all
thing
bully
is-
murderers like pine cones, guys. Yes. And we should do it in honor of the victims. Absolutely. I don't see what the issue is.
If Fraud at Wrangler was a pill popper and they knew each other at the time, what do you think the over under is that perhaps, I'm not making any claims,
Mr.
don't know.
Cameron knew
I mean, I'm not
Kaiser's
just-
godfather, who was Mr. Cameron's neighbor. Continue.
disparaging the Atwater family in any way, shape, or form?
He
but
wasn't.
what is
He's
the
not
over
making
under? What is
any
the
claims, but
possible
he's
chance
about
that
to
they were
disparage the fuck out of
buddies
him.
together like that?
There you go.
They were not drug buddies. Mr.
What is it?
Cameron had a lot of painkillers in the back of his closet in a box unopened from his multiple surgeries. He did not like using painkillers after his surgeries because he said he'd seen what it had done to other people and veterans that he knew. So he abstained from that. He just dealt with the pain because he did not want to take narcotics. So please do not.
Now, in the warning, which you guys may not have heard currently in this live, I believe she addresses the fact, because GS says this all the time, allegedly, or I'm not making any claims, et cetera, et cetera. She warns that just saying that or prefacing things and then willfully throwing information out there, even if it's a, what do you call it, a theory, maybe, I don't know. She warns against it, and I don't know the legalities of it all, but it may be on some level irresponsible, and maybe that's why she warns about it. But I think GS and I have a little interaction about the fact that we can't ask questions any longer. That's his stance. We can't ask questions any longer. Sure, you could ask questions, but
Not
do
assign
it
drug addiction
responsibly.
To a man who's not here to stand up for himself. I've talked to the Cameron family for 1.5 years now. They appreciate me advocating for Donald online, and I'm going to shut that shit down right now. For public safety claimed that one time as well and had to delete it. He was not a drug addict. He did not even have drugs in his system for his autopsy. So,
yeah, see, so that to me, I think the point that she makes is very solid. If you ask a question that is with line of reasoning, if this, then that, right? But then there is clear evidence. If there is clear evidence that the exact contrary exists, then you shouldn't be throwing that information out. It is, in my opinion, irresponsible. I think that is the danger for which she speaks about, and that she warns and says you shouldn't be trying to put theories out there that have already been disproven. Now, if you don't know that that information is to be factual, again, I am suggesting that I feel like Shiz has done her homework, so to speak, and has put it out there, or that the information exists about this scenario and the situation, the circumstances surrounding it, that there is information where you could the normal reasonable person should already know that that is false. And there lies, in my opinion, the danger for which she speaks. I hope I've made that clear. And I think she does a great job of it. I think this is why Muckster brings it up. And despite the fact that GS says, I didn't claim that he was this or that, I just simply asked if it was possible. Well, the answer to that question has already been stated, that it is not possible because there is more specific evidence that is to the exact contrary.
he should have, because he had just had fucking surgery. But he toughed through it because he didn't want to end up like Mr. Kaiser.
Just like
chance that they were
Todd uses his
buddies
dead commander, a guy he didn't know. He's going to do the same exact thing right now. He uses both sword and shield. It's fuck.
That was the end of that part.
Okay. Well, remove it. Remove it. Okay, removed. All right.
I think it's wise to seem. Well, I heard Shiz earlier talk about all of the things, and she just spoke just now. It seems as though she's very knowledgeable of the case, and when GS says some of the things that he's intimating, i.e., him DAC being on drugs, for example, it sounds like you might want to get your information more correct. Because I mean, she sounds like she's pretty knowledgeable about the situation.
I would concur that she's the most knowledgeable I've seen on YouTube on that. Not on some other things, but on that.
He just likes to preface things with allegedly or in Minecraft and those kind of things. So it's very possible.
Is that against the law, fact?
No, I'm saying you might be covering yourself.
Roger, right? Exactly what I'm doing. I'm positing something as a possible option, and furthermore, since when is opining about something illegal?
It's not.
It's not. So, but if I say something with enough confidence, you're going to believe me? I'll be credible?
You?
No. Anyone. Because she sounds real confident in what she's saying, then you believe her.
Well, she sounds more than confident. She sounds like she actually knows what she's talking about. More than you.
And I've heard other people say other possible potentialities, and all I did was throw that out there.
Now, I'm not discounting what he is saying. I think I've already said this. There is evidence to the exact contrary. Now, I'm going to preface what I'm saying. I haven't seen it myself, but it seems as though it's there. We should all be confident that the information exists that shows, i.e., an autopsy, that he did not have that in his system. Now, is it even possible that what he is saying, what he's intimating, is that prior to that, sometime prior to that, it might be possible? Well, whatever drugs that may be there, or whatever evidence that might exist that it could be that, it seems as though it has been disproved. I don't know what's so difficult about that for you to understand. And it seems as though what she has warned you guys is that the family considers this disparaging. They are considering a civil action, and that if you willfully put information out there, even if you're positing it or trying to surmise whether this could be, it has been shown to be the exact opposite. There lies an issue, I believe. And I'm not a scholar on this. Again, I'm just saying it seems like it's reasonable that she would tell you to stop it.
In the asking of the question, one often finds the answer. Socratic method there, Craig. What do you know about it? You seem pretty involved in it. What are your thoughts?
I'm not.
But you have thoughts about me, but you don't have thoughts about the situation, right? So you don't mind opining about me. It's personal, right?
I spent time around you and in your presence on, over multiple
Ditto, buddy. Ditto. How's your channel doing, by the way?
As good as it should be. Yeah, as good as it should be. By the way, I don't even know what this means, but I saw somebody do it. I think I'm going to be specific. It was Frauditor Troll. I think that's the name of the channel. He did this before to show a particular channel. Let's see what it shows. Okay, I'm going to pull it over. Just give me 1 second. All right. Okay. I don't know. I mean, I can look up a couple of channels. In fact, I will do that. In whatever vein it is, First Amendment. Some of you all may be aware. I have First Amendment stuff because of my mother, who has Alzheimer's. I do business for her, and I wanted to record in public. That more specifically in the Social Administration Office. C+ to me is a very good start, considering what I have done. Considering that I know that there's much more content that I can create, and when I say much more, because I consume a whole lot of content, because I am capable doing the work that I do of listening to stuff all the time. When I say all the time, I normally have YouTube on. I normally have a podcast on. I normally have something in the background because I'm tired of hearing music. Over and over, the same music over and over. So I listen to people talking. I don't get to talk to people very often, like I did when I was a director of a call center. So I seek those things. And what I want to do this year, my goal is to create more content than than I consume. That's a very difficult task, understanding that I'm probably trying to get stuff in my head and my system. But I think it might be. Hold on. Am I still playing something? Anyway. So C plus. I'm starting with C plus. I have a person that I particularly like. Let's say I am free. I think that's a good one. No, that's not the one. Maybe it's inland auditing. Uh-oh. Media. I think I've looked his before. Let's see where he is at. A B. Now I can aspire this year to achieve a B. He's been 407 uploads, 90,000 subscribers, that many video views. I'm only at 100,000, and then we have generally specific, which I have looked at before. I spelled generally wrong, but he comes up there. Okay, C plus. We're at the same. March 11th, 2011, 613 uploads, 18. He's about almost four times as many subscribers as I have, and we're not too far apart. I think that I put myself on the radar of a Resla type person. I don't know if we're gonna have the same type of content, but I think I put his channel, his numbers, kind of where I want to be. Because if I remember correctly, we're about 686 subscribers, so he's not too far, and he has a C plus. So I don't know. Um, my point is that my channel's doing fine for what it's worth, what it is. So thank you, sir, for asking, if you really care. So anyway, I don't know how much more we have that we had on this.
Not just Shiz, but other channels have shown warrants and other documents from that and other cases surrounding Kaiser.
Oh, I
And
think
you'll see them on other channels, but you'll know it's Shiz's work. And after we kind of mended Shiz, then I get it. Maybe you're pissed off at her about something, but why would?
The only thing I ask is what the question was. Brick talks about. He repeats what his question was. It's fine. Ask questions, but it seems as though there's stuff out there that already disproves it. So, I had a wonderful time speaking with you. I don't even know how much stuff was recorded audio wise, because I was talking about a cool thing that I've been doing with that I figured out that I can do with creating a transcript from a phone call when I start basically cold calling realtors to get my drone business off and running. My YouTube channel will be doing what I'm doing. Mondays we have, what do we have? Mondays we have Web of Facts with Walter, who is a web designer and does many things AI, but we have a very good vibe when we talk about different things. It seems like we might do some collaborative work in other things because the skill set that I have, he seems to work well with things that he does. So I'm excited about 2025. About the year 2025. Hopefully, it brings more things for myself, for you, prosperity, change, all of those kind of things. We do have a new president. I remember distinctly my mother being in the Pentagon when she was stationed there, and going early and always talking about being involved in a prayer group that was in the Pentagon to pray specifically for our president. Despite who it was, what their political affiliation, I know that there are always people praying for the president. I do so myself. Not that he does what exactly I want to, but what is best for our country, and all of the things that we do to make our country great, to keep our country great. I think we should continue to do. And I have said many times before that regardless of whether you be on the right side or the left side, politically, religiously, ideologically, all those things, that if you insist on remaining on the exact opposite of any issue, then we will never find a place where we can agree. We have to meet somewhere in the middle in order to get common ground. I think it would make us a better nation, a better thinking nation, a better acting nation. I am excited for the next couple of years, despite the fact that we have somebody who is so polarizing. I hope and pray that we get to a point where we just do what we do, and that's just be a great nation. So, I am uh, I am Craig, otherwise known as Fact of Madness. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Give us a like. Say something in the comment. Tell me that it was stupid that I went for as long as I did with no audio. I don't yet have very many people who can tell me that, and I should have paid attention more. But really, when I came on some hour and 32 minutes ago, my desire was to work a few things out. I did do something which I found out that I could do an overlay. So I'll let it go out with that overlay and maybe music. I don't know, maybe a minute before. Anyway, we'll figure those things out. So I will try to put what I talked about, the audio from that, and the audio that didn't come through, and see if I can match it up somehow. I think I can. But yeah, we'll keep it at that. So thanks to you, all of you who showed up. Have a good morning. Enjoy your weekend. I think I'll be trying to golf tomorrow. Let me look and see what the weather is going to be like tomorrow. Stand by. Weather for tomorrow. Rain ending around 3:45 a.m. And when I went out there, it wasn't too wet. It was just kind of sprinkling. Oh, funny thing happened. So, and this is why I got up and started doing things. So my wife was up watching television. I had been asleep for a couple hours. I told you I sleep for a couple hours and I wake up. And then she's listening. She's standing by the window and she's looking outside. And you could hear this wailing out in the distance. And I put my ear to it, and I swear I thought I heard somebody saying, "Leave me alone," or something, or, in a whiny ass voice. So I get dressed and she's getting dressed. I'm like, "Honey, we don't need both of us being in peril." So I told her to just chill, and I went outside. I said, "I'm gonna take the car and go towards where I think the noise is coming." So I get in the car, I roll down the windows, I turn the lights off. When you turn the car on, it turns the lights on. I let them go down, and then I listen very intently, and I hear like a whimper, and it would seem like a pained whimper, but it was clearly a dog and not a person. So I know where the dog is. I think it should be okay. Maybe it was sad about the rain. Hopefully it dies down enough where I can get a 9 holes in tomorrow. So let me just check. I was going to do that. It says tomorrow or today, 62 degrees, partly cloudy, 2% chance of rain. That sounds like a good day, particularly since last couple of weeks it's been below freezing. And apparently, I didn't know this because I typically go early in the morning before the clubhouse even opens. But when it's known to be freezing, to get to freezing temperatures, they water the grass and make it freeze to protect the grass. And then when it thaws, then people can go on. So they close down the course. So it's been that way for at least 2 weeks now. So anyway, and I didn't respond when I just typed this, but I wanted to put enter for thanks. I'll check it out. So we got the sound right. We working a few kinks out. I spent an hour in the studio, like I said, in order to figure out a few things. I have to make sure when I switch from the overlay which I created, which is, let's see if I can put it up again. Yeah, see, that's the thing that I have to access it from a video file. But when I put it on, so the M.A.D in Studio overlay without, let's put that up. So that's what I had. And now I had me on there. So I think when I changed, I clicked on the wrong thing and I didn't have the sound. So I apologize. So I'm going to end the show. Don't have very much more to say. I would like to get more comfortable being live, talking about different things. I think I might just, I mean, I've been donating plasma, which is why where the M.A.D episodes come. Typically, I'm in my car. But they've made it so difficult donating plasma. I've been doing it for like all total between here and in Utah, like 9 years, maybe 8 years. Uh, pretty penny when you add it all up, but they've made it less money. It's like $55 each time, where it used to be 45 and then 85. So a little bit more money, but it's just not as not financially rewarding. It takes longer than it used to. And so I might just spend time doing other things. I can probably make in that time enough calls that would bring me some business. You know, what I've been doing is looking at realtors whose listings have historically had some drone footage, drone photography, but then for whatever reason, they have a listing that doesn't. So I don't know whether or not, the person was too expensive, not available, whatever. The house wasn't in the right market, but I'm I'm honing in on my process. Again, you guys will find out what that process is, which basically transcribes my call, uh, puts it into AI to clean it up, and then I will create through ChatGPT a program, if you will, that will take the information, address, time, agreements, anything from the conversation, and throw it into probably a spreadsheet, maybe a CRM like Salesforce or something like that, and then I have all that information that I can refer to when I talk to that person. So hopefully, my service, marketing, and selling to the person will be that much more efficient. So that's what I aim to do. So I'm kind of excited about 2025, all of it, including producing a show for you guys that hopefully you guys will enjoy and stay tuned to. So thank you again for joining me. Everybody have a good morning. Enjoy your weekend. Peace.
Confucius, don't confuse us, let me explain. The object of this game, let's all play the same. Don't question the madness, embrace the change. The superior man seeks truth, that's his aim. He who knows all the answers ain't been asked enough. Life's like a puzzle, you gotta call his bluff. Yes, fact the madness, let the truth guide us. In the arena of debate, we'll all rise up. Question the madness, oh, don't you see? In this crazy world, it's the only key to find the truth, the answers we seek. So let's all rise.